One of the questions that you ask me a lot is, where's the best place to live if I'm a nature lover, or I love to hike, or, I just want to do life outside more? That's what this video is about. We're going to talk about probably 4 or 5 different areas here in the upstate, close to parks, trails, overall just about the area and what's close by. And then, of course, we always save the best for last, so stick with me through the end so that you can hear about what is one of the better places to live to do outdoor life. All right, so first is the Landrum Campobello area. And I don't talk about it much because there's honestly just not much out there. They're horse country, okay? Cost of living there, really, you've got a nice medium price range, $350,000, give or take some. And I want to tell you a quick story about this. So I have a client who is currently in process of building a home in Campobello. And they're building a beautiful, over 3,000 square foot house for probably right around $500,000, $550,000. That same house in the place that we're going to talk about later would be probably right around $700,000. And that's the biggest difference there. Campobello and Landrum are about 30 to 45 minutes outside of what a lot of people are looking for, say in the Greenville area or the Spartanburg area. It's going to take a second to get to your grocery stores or your health care. You're going to be able to find homes that have more property, though there's just not as much to do in the area, so you're not close to shops. Landrum does have a cutesy little downtown, but if anything, the closest thing near Landrum and Campobello is North Greenville University. Being up there, it gets you kind of close to maybe some of the state parks, but not as close as some of the other areas we're going to talk about. And one of the big reasons why we put it on here is because really it's right off of Highway 11. The drive out there is beautiful. You're going to get the mountain views, bar none, the best mountain views, I think, in the upstate if you choose to go out there. It's close enough to where, it gets you to the parks and so on. I know Campbell's Covered Bridge is out that direction. Fun note, that's where I got engaged. That park has been completely renovated because people enjoy going out there and having lunch and picnicking and learning about the history. And it's one of the last covered bridges here in the upstate, so definitely go check that out. While it is farther out from things, these areas are closer to Hendersonville, the apple orchards. We're getting ready to go into the fall season. So being near Justice Orchard, Grandfather, Skytop even, these areas just put you up closer to that, and you definitely should go check it out. So Landrum and Campobello gets you closer to Asheville, but really, and I think this is more important, it gets you close to Tryon. Tryon is one of our area's bigger equestrian communities. So if you're a horse person, you need to look in this area. My daughter rides horses as well, and this is the area that we drive to multiple times a week just to go ride her horse, Sherman. It's not uncommon to see the farms, to see the property, and to see horses everywhere you go. This area is gorgeous, and the property in this area is pretty affordable compared to some other areas just because of its general location. Okay, so let's move a little closer into town and let's talk about the Taylors and Greer area. If you've been watching the channel for a while, we've talked about Taylors, we've talked about Greer until there's so many videos out there about it. However, Taylors and Greer have some really cool things that they are super close to whenever you're talking about doing life outdoors. So before we jump into that though, let's talk about cost of living. You still have your average home prices, easy to get to grocery stores, so on, and it's the same thing that we're dealing with nationwide, honestly. There are healthcare facilities close by, but really, Taylors and Greer are these long, skinny areas. So if you're wanting to be within like a 10-15 minute drive of everything, you probably need to look at being located closer to the Wade-Hampton corridor that goes through Taylor's and then up through Greer. And you can honestly take Wade-Hampton all the way down into Spartanburg or all the way into downtown Greenville. And so the Taylor's Greer area, we talk about it a lot because it has a lot of established neighborhoods. It has a lot of established shopping. So it really is a draw for a lot of people just because there's a lot here. However, you can also get much farther out from everything. So if you've watched one of our more recent videos about the master plan community, O'Neill Village is actually located in Greer, right outside of Lake Robinson. Now, this area is almost 20 to 30 minutes outside of any of your planned shopping or maybe more established communities. And that's why I think you have communities like O'Neill Village out there. Taylor's has the Taylor's Mill, which if you haven't visited, has so many neat businesses that are a part of it. So you have the Rage Room or the CrossFit gym, you have an axe throwing place, an arcade, and then there's also Greer that has a cute downtown that's easy to walk and really has so many cool things that you can do throughout the year because their community is something that is growing rapidly. There's a lot of people that move to Greer, but again, you can be Spartanburg County Greer and Greenville County Greer. If you go to, say, O'Neill Village, then you're up near Lake Robinson, which kind of takes us into like, what is there outside to do? So Lake Robinson is so much fun. It's just a small lake right up on the northern part of Greer, and you can take small boats out on it. There's pavilions where you can go out and eat a picnic, or playgrounds where your kids can go and play, maybe going down and splash in the water. So it's very nice to have something that you can have a water view out your back window if you can find a house on Lake Robinson. And they do exist. There's also 55 plus communities that are tucked in around Lake Robinson. Those price points usually start at least in the 500,000s. Just as a side note, because I know a lot of you that watch these videos are looking to relocate, you're retiring, and that's something that would be really cool. Hey, really quick. So you're looking at the outdoors areas and you're like, this is where I want to live, Aubree. You need to reach out to me. You need to reach out to the team. Go on our website, send us an email. We would love to help you in looking to buy or sell a house here in the upstate. So the other places to go, nature, living outside in the area, is Paris Mountain State Park. Now, Paris Mountain is kind of located, you've got Taylor's on one side, Travelers Rest on the other, but Taylor's butts up against Paris Mountain, and you can go all the way to the top, and that's where the park is. And it's so nice. It's an easy hike. So if you're a beginning hiker or you're kind of nervous about going out, it's an easy trail to go walk around. And they've got a small lake there that you can take paddle boards out on. You can take small kayaks out on. They even have those pedal boats out on the lake. I know that my kids did that, and that was one way that my husband decided that he was going to tire them out. So just note for you parents that are watching. So there are some very easy hiking trails that are just right around the lake. And then there are intermediate hiking trails. And then there are more advanced hiking trails that the farther up the mountain you go, they are there. And it's just something that I think a lot of people that come to the area, they don't realize that that's only 15 minutes outside of Greenville. As you guys probably know, I love the history of our area as well. So you can go and learn more about Paris Mountain, about Greenville, and learn about everything around there. Admittance to the park is $6. That's how much tickets are. They do have musicians that come out and they play in the pavilion that's out there. They've got some really nice outdoor space where people come out to picnic or do lunches. So Downsides to the Taylor's Greer area: traffic. That traffic is something that has progressively gotten worse just because our area is growing. There's more people, there's more communities, and then there's also more road construction as the infrastructure catches up. If you're up near like Highway 11 or anything like that, you'll start noticing that right now there's so much road construction because they're taking a gas line up that direction, which, much to the local residents' chagrin, will probably mean even more development that's going to be coming soon. While it's close to some of the cool outdoor things, the really cool stuff is just further out. So stick with me. We're going to talk about those things next. Second to last is Pickens. All right, now we've talked about Pickens before. Go watch our other Pickens video because we specifically go in about it. But for the sake of this video, first, living in Pickens, the cost of living. It is so much cheaper out that direction than it is close into Greenville. We're talking average home prices in the upper 200s, low 300s. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that is, one, industry. There just is not as much industry in the area. So I have friends, I know of people that live out in that Pickens area or surrounding Pickens areas, and they drive about an hour into work. You're gonna have a lower cost of living, but you're gonna have a longer drive time to get pretty much everywhere. The downtown is cute, but there's really just not a lot going on there. They do have festivals throughout the year, and some of their shops are just really, really great, especially if you're wanting to buy local produce, buy your meat locally, all of that, because there's a lot of farms out that direction as well. Definitely living there in the area, you commute a lot to where you want to go, where you work, so on. But locally, it's just a nice, really cute, quaint town. Now, I do want to note one thing for you guys that are looking to relocate and you're like, well, we love the outdoors. We would love to live up there. Well, here's the thing. Let's talk about internet access. So if you work from home, internet access up there is limited. You're probably going to need like Starlink internet or something like that. The AT&T fibers and Spectrum internet, those are our two big ones. We have HughesNet in some areas and whatnot, but whenever you get up in these areas, there's just not as much great internet already installed. So think about that, because cell signal even gets a little wonky in some of these areas. All right, so you're here for the outdoor stuff though. So with that, you are literally so close to Lake Keowee and Lake Jocassee. It feels like it's just in your backyard. There's a lot of other parks in the area as well. So you can get to Table Rock, $6 admittance, and there's a lot of different hiking trails out here. Also, Table Rock has 3 different waterfalls that you can hike to. And then there's also a campground out there. So Table Rock is right off of Highway 11 in Pickens, Table Rock area. You can take Highway 11 all the way up the upstate, almost into North Carolina there, and the mountain views are amazing. It's something that I enjoy just driving the area, and I'm kind of excited whenever I have to go anywhere up there. So right up Highway 11 from Table Rock is Devil's Fork State Park. Devil's Fork State Park will get you right there to Lake Jocassee. Now, I was corrected on one of my other videos that really the most exclusive lake in the upstate is Lake Jocassee. And here's why. So quick story time. If you are on Lake Jocassee, it was one of the first man-made lakes here in the area whenever they started building out the power plant in the upstate. Now, Lake Jocassee, you can't build on Lake Jocassee, and there's very few homes on the lake. I'm talking maybe one goes up for sale every couple of years. And the reason behind that is because those properties were basically given to the owners that live down in the valley. And whenever the valley was flooded, They were given property along the upper part of the lake, and nobody else has been given property since or allowed to purchase it. So Lake Jocassee is one of the deepest lakes here in the upstate, as well as one of the coldest lakes. It's absolutely gorgeous, crystal clear water, and you need to go check it out because there's waterfalls all over the lake, as well as there's a camping ground also that you can only get to via boat. On Lake Jocassee, there is Eclectic Sun, where you can go and you can rent a boat, you can rent jet skis, and it's totally worth it, by the way. Take a day, go enjoy it, have fun, let me know how it goes. All right, so another thing you should know is you can go up 176 and you're gonna go to a place called Jumping Off Rock. The views from it, everything about it is really, really cool. So you're just gonna have to go visit to go see what I'm talking about. Before we move on to our final place that you need to look out for, let's just talk about some of the downsides of living in Pickens. Basically, we're gonna go off of some of your comments that have shown up on the other Pickens videos. So it is a little bit of a haul to get out there, okay? You are farther out from everything. They are trying to develop parts of Pickens, so that has been a downside for a lot of the locals. Something else I do want to bring attention to though, a comment that showed up on the video that says that they're racist out in Pickens. I think we need to be aware that Pickens, South Carolina, is definitely in the South. And you're gonna end up around some rednecks, and that's just how that area goes. I'm not calling all of Pickens redneck. And if you live out there, I know many, many people that live out in Pickens that are wonderful people, and you live in beautiful homes. So please don't take offense to anything I'm saying. And if you're new to the area and you don't know the area, it's a pretty great place still. Another comment that we got on our last Pickens video was not to piss off the local cops. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I'm married to a police officer. So I don't know why you'd want to piss them off anyways. So just be a law-abiding citizen, do the right thing, and your cops are people too. Now, if you don't want to look directly in Pickens, you have Sunset, Cleveland, Slater, Marietta, but then there's also a place called Pumpkin Town, which I have been corrected, and you've got to say it right, y'all. It's Pumpkin Town. So finally, one of I think the best places, but again, I'm biased, is Travelers Rest. Now, Travelers Rest, we've talked about so much, but really what you get in the TR area is you're close to everything. You're close to downtown Greenville. You're close to, Travelers Rest. You're closer to the mountains. You're close to state parks. It's just one of those areas that has the cute downtown. It's walkable. It has all those things that you guys are looking for. While the cost of living is going up in Travelers Rest, I think it's worth it to go and take a look at it. One thing that definitely sets Travelers Rest apart from all of the other areas that I talked about was the Swamp Rabbit Trail. It runs throughout the town. It's easy to bike, it's easy to walk, it's easy to rollerblade, do your outdoor activities without having to drive super far to get to anything. So whenever we're talking about Travelers Rest and where to live and what you want, if you want to be closer to the mountains, you have easy access up 25 to places like Hendersonville, Asheville. But then also it's equally as easy to just hop over into like Easley and Pickens and up to the lakes. You're only about 30 minutes away. So really, when it comes to enjoying the outdoors and being close to everything, Travelers Rest takes the cake. You're like, Aubree, okay, I understand now. The northern part of Greenville County is where I want to live if I love the outdoors, I love to hike and do all those things. So do me a favor, reach out to the team, email us, call us. We would love to give you more information about the parks and the trails and anything else that maybe you're looking into. So with that, hope this video helps and you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.